Well, welcome to the Fellowship of the Films podcast, a podcast where we discuss movies, TV, and other pop culture related topics. My name's Duncan, and with me today I have an unusual guest. He's never been on any of our episodes. Ryan.
Oh yeah.
He actually co-hosts. So I'm in charge here. I'm going to put myself in charge.
Well, if we're co-hosting, then that means we're both hosting.
Well, but I'm in charge.
Okay.
On our podcast today, we're going to be discussing the latest Marvel Disney Plus original show, She-Hulk.
Attorney at Law.
That's the one. And then second episode, Attorney for Hire.
Yes.
But
no spoilers though.
But no spoilers. Well, let's say that right now. I don't think with these shows everybody has a chance to watch them. They're not like the movies where some people have to wait. Some people they all drop on Disney Plus.
So yeah.
At the same time, both episodes are up right now. It's not that hard to just turn on the TV and watch them. So we're just gonna go straight.
If you
to
want
spoilers.
context, watch them.
Yeah, like with movies, sometimes we go non-spoiler and spoiler. But let's just jump to spoilers.
Sounds good. Warning.
So the first episode dropped last Thursday.
Yep.
Next one dropped today, this Thursday. Well, you know what? I want you to start. I feel like you have more.
Yeah, you
positive.
always start. I'll start.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I remember I watched the first episode, and I don't know. Just like an overall theme, I find these episodes very short. Is that me or just like?
No, I find them short too. But I like the second one. I think the credits started at. Did we see there?
Like it was 23 minutes, I think.
Yeah, which is really short. It's like that's essentially an episode of a kids show.
Yeah, and the first episode was a little bit longer. I remember that, but yeah, still both of these episodes. The first one felt short just because it's just the entire like background. Most of it's just like a.
Oh, that made it seem longer to me.
I thought it was shorter, personally.
Like, it felt like we got nothing done in the second episode.
Okay.
I don't know.
I agree, but anyways, the first episode kind of just as an overview. It kind of just shows like the origin of. Well, how She-Hulk like gains her powers, basically. Right?
How She-Hulked.
Yeah, She-Hulked. Yes. And so that's basically it's just an entire background. It shows her talking to the Hulk, Smart Hulk though,
Mm-hmm.
And it shows them how they're related because she's actually Bruce's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
So and they talk about that, and then it kind of just cuts back to the modern time, and it shows her revealing her powers to the world. That's the first episode, basically.
Yeah. So, okay. We're talking about the first episode first. Yeah. This is a side note, but
yeah,
this show automatically got less for me because they brought in the Hulk. And I think I've talked about on the show how I feel about how the MCU has dealt with the Hulk. How do you feel about how they dealt with the Hulk?
I would have liked a little bit more, because how many movies have we really got like the Hulk in? We've gotten Avengers.
Yeah.
We got the Incredible Hulk, but I just kind of don't really count that. We got the Avengers. We got Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Then he got sent to space, so we got Thor Ragnarok for a bit. Mm-hmm. And then we got one scene in Infinity War.
And then him in Endgame.
Yeah, but that was our flashbacks or Smart Hulk. One of the two.
Oh, so you're talking when we had actual
like
traditional raging Hulk.
Break the city Hulk. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what we've had.
That's right. So I don't like I don't like the Smart Hulk thing. I think it looks goofy. I think it would have been funny for what? I'll even give it to Endgame. I would have liked if he was running alongside everybody as a raging Hulk, but I'll give it to if that's what they want to do. That's fine. Mm-hmm. The fact that they've kept him consistently now as Smart Hulk everywhere he shows up, it's really disappointing to me because it looks dopey and it looks stupid to me. Mm-hmm. That's pure opinion.
Oh yeah.
So automatically this show, it has a negative tone when I see Smart Hulk, and it's just, he's so goofy and silly looking, and all CGI. But I mean, actual Hulk would be all CGI too.
Yeah.
But so automatically I'm down a point for that, and then when it's also just like. First episode was really quite corny.
Yeah, it was kind of corny. It was corny. There was some stuff I did like in there. Mm-hmm. But
and I got used to the corniness by the second episode, but the first episode kind of threw me. I don't know why it threw me off because I knew the show was going to be corny, but it was just so corny. I was like, "Geez, Louise!" Like, I don't know. I wasn't last week when I watched the first episode. It ended, and I was like, "I will watch this because there's no other Marvel content to watch at the moment."
Yeah.
But if there was something else I wanted to watch, like, I was watching it purely out of it's there. I didn't really enjoy it. I thought it was kind of dumb.
Okay.
That was my thoughts about the first episode. It was fine, but it was kind of dumb. There's just things that I was like, what is going on right now? Why are we doing this?
That's kind of what Phase 4 feels like to me, personally, but that's a whole other argument, but yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's had its moments.
Oh, yeah,
But a lot of it was just... It just feels like a mess. Everything else in this Marvel universe seems so planned for so long, and This is Phase 4, right?
Yeah.
Phase 4 just seems like they're just throwing shit out there, and I'm just like... But anyways...
Let's bring it back to She-Hulk.
Back to She-Hulk.
Our Marvel opinions at current...
What did you think of her breaking the fourth wall?
Okay, so... Yeah. That's a good question.
Because
I can't decide, honestly, if I think it's actually, like... Sometimes it's, like, interesting. I don't know. Like, a couple of them I feel like I found interesting. Like, the first time, it kind of caught me off guard a little bit, right? Because I didn't see that coming. You know what I mean?
I saw the trailer, so...
I didn't see the trailer.
Okay.
So... Or I don't remember, one of the two. But, I gotta say, like... I don't know. I would say I'm more on the hand of it's not my favorite. But I could see... I like the concept, maybe not the execution as much.
A lot of people, like, on the internet were disappointed because they wanted... Deadpool to be the first one to break the fourth wall in the MCU.
Okay, yeah.
I get that. I'm not totally disappointed about that because I feel like it's going to be a while before he enters, so I'm not...
We get Deadpool eventually, but not... Yeah.
But I was kind of with She-Hulk, I was like, why though? Like, what's the point? I don't...
That's nothing with her in the comics, maybe, is it?
I think it's a thing in the comics, but even if it was... Like, I wanted context. Like, okay, why does she break the fourth wall? We know why Deadpool does, because that's his whole character. But why does She-Hulk? I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm wondering. I'm like, what is the reasoning? Are they just doing it for fun? But if they're just doing it for fun, why bother? If they're trying to be, like, loyal to the comics, I guess I get it. Because I think she did it in the comics. But being someone who hasn't read the She-Hulk comics, to me it was just kind of confusing. I was like, okay, they're doing that.
And also,
but why? What's the point?
Also, like, I don't know if I remember the one scene in the second episode specifically where, like, you know, like, she's, like, talking to the audience and then, like, ignoring that, like, the one guy just ramble on, basically, right? I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of fourth wall breaks when they, like, actually affect, like, the story kind of stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just not my favorite, but I could see it, like, I could see myself, like, there could be some funny moments maybe in the future, you know? I'll leave that door open, but it's not my favorite as of current.
Yeah, I would agree. The other things that happened in the first episode there,
it builds on what the Hulk, Smart Hulk specifically, and Tony, they were doing during the 5-year span.
Right. The other thing, we saw that ship.
Yeah,
It's a ship that kind of triggered this all to happen.
Yeah, that ship kind of caused everything, because that ship caused them to grind off the road, and then She-Hulk to blood transfusion. I think that's dumb, personally. Like,
it's very coincidental.
That's so forced. You could have so many better ways of doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I was thinking, I even thought of something while I was watching the first episode. What if, for example, right, like, you just wouldn't focus as much on Jennifer, which, okay, fair enough, but what if, for example, she's bleeding out, right? And, like, you know, it's forced that you actually have to, like, transfuse blood instead of just dripping on, you know what I mean? And just gamma radiation, it worked out. You know?
It was really coincidental.
Yeah.
Also, that ship, that is from Thor Ragnarok.
Is that the collector ship?
I believe so.
That's what it looked. Where did that end up after Thor Ragnarok? Because I thought they used that to escape. Because didn't they use that to escape because it was the one ship that could do light speed or whatever, or get through, like, the anus?
I do think so.
But it had no gun, so because they had it's your birthday.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with that. I'd have to look that up or watch it again. But I just noticed that's where that's from, so I don't know what they're doing with that now. Fast forward to the second episode with when we saw Hulk again in that ship.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's interesting, but I feel like with him being like, I'm not going to be back for a while, they're not going to identify that for the rest of the show, or not really, and he's going to show up in something else.
Or in the final episode, one of the two. I could see either or.
But I don't see it being a story point they're going to explain in this show. I don't think. I feel like that's going to be.
That's just a loose end they're going to leave for later, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to have to do with She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
So first episode, overall thoughts. I wasn't initially last week, and I haven't rewatched it, so I don't have any other thoughts. I wasn't too pleased. I was watching it. I said I'd continue watching it because it's there.
It's it's Marvel content. Honestly, that's kind of where I'm at too. It's like it's nothing. It's not. I wouldn't say it's like terrible. You know what I mean? Like I've seen some bad shows.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. It's definitely watchable. It's just it's not my favorite, honestly.
No. Now, second episode. Do you have any other thoughts about the first episode? We can always come back to it. I don't remember anything else that's a note.
First episode is just kind of it's a classic origin getting used to powers, except for if she's good and blah, blah, blah.
And it's kind of a comedy.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's like haha funny.
Also, the entire scene of that person breaking into the courtroom.
Oh yeah, why?
That was really cringe to me.
It
was just so corny. It was like She-Hulk, and then she punches her. I'm just like, oh, it just.
No, she said her name. She's like Jennifer, attorney at law.
Oh, she's like, okay.
Yeah, it's
it
not
just
as
so
corny.
I was like, but whatever.
I don't know. That wasn't my favorite. Like, I don't know. That first episode kind of, what's the right word? That wasn't my favorite. Like, I didn't really like how they started this whole thing. Like, especially with like it is all a flat like it's an interesting concept going with okay, we're not going to actually watch the origin story as of present. We're just going to give you the Cliff Notes version and be like, okay, this is how it works now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't mind that.
I didn't mind that concept. I didn't like the execution though.
Why?
Just because it felt like just like okay, all these people know already, and you don't get like I guess it does help you get to the action faster, which is I guess the main thing they're trying to go for.
Yeah. But
like I don't know, it just didn't sit right with me, and I can't put my finger on it, but it feels kind of rushed, honestly.
I didn't have an issue with it. I think otherwise it would have felt a bit slow. So to be honest, I didn't have an issue with it. But second episode though.
Second episode, yeah.
After, I don't know if it's because my expectations were tempered from the first episode, or if I just kind of accepted what most Marvel content is now. But I didn't mind the second episode.
No,
I didn't love it.
I feel like nothing happened, but
yeah.
Second episode it felt insanely. It was 23 minutes, and there was a Marvel trailer at the beginning of that, so that was 22 minutes.
It was. It did feel like nothing happened, but for some reason I was more okay with it. I don't know if my expectation or if I was just less cranky today. I have no idea, but I had less of an issue with it.
Yeah.
But it was extremely short. Like it felt like we got very little done in that episode.
She met the Abominations in this,
and she got a job.
Yeah. She talks to the Abomination.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I
don't know. It's this. Yeah. Okay. I guess that's the problem. I guess with introducing this new character out of blue is you have to like introduce their powers, introduce the scenario. So I think they've done that now in these first two episodes. They're not filler, but they're like we have to introduce our character, and like if there's another Hulk, you kind of need to explain how there's just another Hulk. You know what I mean? And then you have to explain. Okay, well she's a lawyer. Okay, cool. And then we're gonna set up the rest of the movie, like the rest of the show.
Right.
Is okay. She was supposed to talk to the Abomination, but he just kind of dipped out of prison. So, and he went to Fight Club with Wong. So cool.
I did like that they identified that. I would like to know what that was all about and why that happened.
Yeah, I'm still curious. Like I was curious after Shang-Chi, but I'm curious why
Shang-Chi.
Shut up. I was curious why, like, you know, that connection between, like, I don't know what I'm curious what the hell Wong's doing, honestly.
Yeah, Wong's like the Nick Fury now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Practically, because he shows up in everything.
Yeah, he was in Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Shut up. He was in Shang-Chi.
Thank you.
He was in... He's obviously Doctor Strange. That's because that's his main. But...
He's just showed up in a couple things. Wasn't he at the end of Eternals? No, he was the
end
end of Shang-Chi.
End of
when
Shang-Chi,
they were looking at the rings.
Yes. He wasn't in Eternals, no.
Well, either way, I would like them to answer that. I was very curious about that, but I think that will be something
that'll go on as the show progresses. That we'll get an answer to that, which could be interesting. I'll give them that. They have a little bit of fire, a little bit, just a little bit.
I was reading some reviews that popped up on my social media of people who saw the first 4 episodes, and they said that they pick up towards 3 and 4, and 4 being the most. They do pick up.
How many episodes is this series? 6, probably?
I think 6. I would
guess.
guess.
Okay. Because they did, I know they did, WandaVision was 9, which, and then there was a couple 6s. I think it's just been 6 since then.
I think so.
Because Falcon and Winter Soldier was 6.
Loki was 6.
Loki was 6. Loki was only 6, wow. So much stuff happened in Loki.
Loki did not seem short in an episode. Loki felt like he got a lot done, if I recall.
Yeah, that's actually... Man, I should just watch Loki.
You know what? There's a lot of things that... I don't know if it's just my nostalgia for what I would consider the better days of Marvel, but I get more excited for stuff if it's properties we know. Like, I get significantly more excited for, like, Loki or a Black Panther movie as opposed to, Eternals or She-Hulk or... and I guess the last Marvel movie we got was Thor, but Thor felt because of how much of a comedy it was. It felt really disjointed from the rest of the Marvel universe. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you,
I mean, Marvel. A lot of these movies they like their jokes. They like cracking their jokes.
Yeah, but lately they've gone a little much. But I don't know. In my opinion, this is filler time for me. If there was a better option, I would not be watching this show. But even with the second episode, me appreciating it a little more, I really hope what I saw was true. I really hope towards
third and fourth start to pick up,
and then hopefully they'll grab us in. But ideally, a show shouldn't take that long. Like you and I have that dedication to stick around for that because that's what
we're suckers. Like we do it
for Marvel content. Yeah, but there's a lot of people that I feel like would quit after 2 episodes. There's a lot of people. Like, the typical show that's not Marvel or DC or Star Wars.
If it's
or
not
whatever,
good, if it's 2 episodes, it's done. You're done.
Yeah, if it's not one of the things I watch religiously, if I do 2 episodes, I'm not engaged. I'm done.
I mean, honestly, I give it 1 episode sometimes. Unless somebody says give it 2 episodes, I only give it 1.
No, for sure. One thing I am thoroughly excited for is Daredevil showing up in this.
I've seen that in the trailer. Yeah.
I really hope that sense. I hate when they show things in the trailer that doesn't happen to like the end or a post-credit scene or no. If you show in the trailer, it should have a significant inclusion. So Daredevil, I really hope we get to see him more than just a glimpse.
Because we've seen him in a little. We didn't see Daredevil. We've seen Charlie Cox or whatever, right? That's his alter ego, right?
That's the actor who plays him.
Well, that's close. I know everything.
Well, there you go. But Daredevil is Matt Murdock.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. But like we see him a little bit in No Way Home, but just as a was he also a lawyer?
In No Way Home?
Yeah, isn't he a lawyer?
Yeah, he's a lawyer. Like he was Spider-Man's lawyer for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know every single lawyer of all these characters, but yeah, okay.
Well, but that's what he was there for.
He is a lawyer. Okay. Well, you know who's also a lawyer?
Don't you remember him catching the brick and being like, I'm a really good lawyer?
But also, you know who also is a lawyer?
Who?
She-Hulk. They're both lawyers.
Yeah, but forget it. Okay. I assume that's why they're overlapping.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to make a point here.
You know? Okay. So yeah, I'm just excited for Daredevil's, and they've warned us because Daredevil had a dark show, and they've warned us that his in She-Hulk, he's going to be more... You're going to see his humorous side. But, I mean, we all knew that when they started including him in the MCU, where he's obviously not going to be as dark as he was on Netflix.
Yeah, no, they're going to make it a little bit nicer.
Yeah. So
they're not going to whip out the old Punisher and be like, all right, we're going to start shooting people up, boys.
Yeah. I'm a little concerned, to be honest, with all these characters. Like, if they start including Punisher,
I don't think they're going to
Daredevil.
I don't think they're going to include Punisher.
Yeah, at some point they might.
I don't think they will.
Okay.
It doesn't fit with the...
But even any of these characters, like Deadpool, Daredevil, they're darker characters. I hope they don't just make all of them light. I sure hope.
Well, if you're going to include Deadpool, you kind of have to make that R, which is kind of... To make a good Deadpool movie, it kind of has to be rated R.
Well, Deadpool 3, I've heard, will be rated R.
Okay.
But what might not,
okay.
what might not be rated R, I would assume won't be, is his appearances and things. Like, he might make a cameo here and there. Those won't be rated R. Like, they're not going to make those.
You can make a funny joke, but I can't say, like,
Yeah.
I can't say that here? What the hell?
But his movie, I've heard, will for sure be rated
R. Okay, well, you kind of have to at this point. Like,
yeah.
The character, well, that's the thing about Wolverine and, like, Deadpool and stuff.
Yeah,
like
what
that.
happens when Wolverine comes in?
Anybody with, like, claws and sword, to make it a good movie with good action, you have to make it rated R. Because how do you make Wolverine cut up somebody into pieces PG? Like, how does one do that?
How does one do that? Every other X-Men movie apart from Logan.
Yeah, but which one was the best one?
Logan.
Exactly. So.
Yeah. So, at this point, where I'm sitting with She-Hulk is, I'm not optimistic for the future, but I'm waiting and seeing. I don't want to shit on this show just yet. I don't want to be like, it's terrible. I'm gonna wait and see.
If it picks up next episode, I could I don't know. These first 2 episodes, it would have been nice if they would have done like what they did for WandaVision. They released the first 2 episodes at the beginning.
Right.
I don't know, if it truly does pick up in episode 3, I would have liked that pacing just a little bit better. Because it's like that's the thing about these shows is like it's the pacing, but it's also the pacing of the time I'm watching it. You know what I mean? Because if you're releasing it a week apart, you got to have something that draws people back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I feel like this show would have been good to release a couple at once. Like, remember how they started with 2 for WandaVision?
Yeah, 2 WandaVision. That's what I was saying, yeah.
Oh, were you just saying that? Sorry,
I was trying to say,
zoned out for a moment.
They started with 2 WandaVision.
Yeah, your point exactly, but let me restate your point exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I was zoned out for a second there because
worries.
I was thinking about how we never reviewed... We just skipped over Miss Marvel.
We don't need to talk about Miss Marvel.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll talk about Miss Marvel when we hit 10,000 subscribers. So that's
I wanted to identify.
Subscribe.
We're not avoiding Miss Marvel.
We are avoiding Miss Marvel.
We watched the first episode and we didn't love it. So we might get around to it at some point if we have a lot of spare time.
10,000 subscribers.
If we're out of stuff to review, we could watch the rest of Miss Marvel. No, we could watch the rest of Miss Marvel. It just wasn't for us. It's kind of... It was a kid's show.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But She-Hulk.
Anyway, She-Hulk, yes. It could have been released the first 2 episodes like in 1 week. And
that would have been nice.
But then they would have only had...
I guess it's only because they only had
after.
6 episodes. So, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about the actual show now. So, yeah.
I think we've gone over most of it.
I don't know, actually. I don't know where we're going with that.
I think we've gone over most of the stuff. Like, we've explained our feelings. We don't... Like, because the show's not complete, obviously...
It's hard to
we don't have a lot of solid how we feel. Definitely, because...
There's nothing else.
The rest of the episode... Other episodes could change it, but how I'm feeling about the first 2 episodes is meh. That's essentially what
I'm meh, too. I would like it to be better, and I want it to be better.
I want it to get better, for sure.
I don't know. I want some... This just feels like Marvel just... Phase 4. This feels like... This is... She-Hulk, literally, so far, feels like Marvel's Phase 4. You get a little bit of Easter eggs about, like, big picture stuff, and that's it.
Yeah, there's really been no big picture stuff. Well, there kind of has been.
They really subtly
little big pictures.
Stuff. Well, like in 4, didn't they hint to, like, Galactus in there somewhere?
Maybe. I don't know.
I thought that's what they were hinting towards. Like, but anyways, yeah.
I don't recall much of Thor. We know how much I like that one.
Yeah, no.
I really liked Multiverse of Madness and Spider-Man No Way Home.
Those were good.
And Moon Knight.
And Moon Knight was good too, yes. And I mean, Loki was good too.
Loki was okay. Well, yeah, Loki was good. It was a little confusing. But apart from those, I'd like to like a higher percentage of Phase 4 than I do. I'd say maybe 50% of it I like.
I'd say 40. Like, it's
Yeah.
not...
So, but, you know what? They could
WandaVision
really
was
turn
old,
it down.
yeah.
They could really turn it down. Maybe they have big plans and they're just killing time.
I guess, yeah. Well, you could kill time more effectively, man. Like, just release good stuff.
Probably, but
Like, if you're gonna, like, it's just, I don't know.
we'll see. How did you think... What did you think of... Because I know people were criticizing, back when the trailer was being released, the CGI and how She-Hulk looked, like, CGI-wise, like, it looked shitty. Did you notice that on the show, or do you think they corrected it? Because I know they went back
I
and started
don't
correcting.
remember. There's definitely a precedent set by, like, Sonic, for example, right? That
Yeah.
if the trailer's shit, they will fix it because they want people to like
And
it.
supposedly they went back and fixed it, I think, was the story.
I don't.
So what do you think of the final product, though?
Final product?
What do you think?
I mean, I'm not the big. Okay, I'm an engineer, guys. I don't look at the pretty stuff. I just look at the content. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
I'm very much. I look at the visual, but
The visuals. I didn't think they were like anything jaw dropping, but I didn't think it was bad. You know, I've seen bad. This didn't look bad, but it wasn't anything I'd raise an eyebrow over.
right. I thought it was fine. The thing for me is, as long as it never distracts me at any point and makes me go, "Oh, that looks shitty," it never made me go, "Oh, that looks shitty."
Like I'm not gonna go out of I don't out of my way look for stuff to be bad or good. If I just notice it's good or bad,
Right.
that's a good sign.
That's how I felt with CGI. Like, there's nothing that took me out of it. I was like, "Oh, that looks harsh." So because of that, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I can accept it.
Um,
It's not like jaw dropping. Like, oh my, they actually made the character look so good or something. Like, I don't know.
that's fine.
It's fine.
Okay, any concluding thoughts?
It's fine.
The whole show, it's just fine, right?
It's nothing special. It so far it's nothing super exciting, but and don't let our dour mood take away from your enjoyment.
No, still go watch it, because we could review next episode and be like, "Oh my god, it was amazing."
If episode 3 and 4 are as good as the person that you seen review it said they are,
Yeah.
then like
Then
we're
you're going to be
waiting.
kicking yourself if you didn't watch episode 1 and 2 because of our review. So go
Exactly.
watch it anyways.
yeah, just do it. If you make your own opinions.
Exactly.
We're just two guys.
With two very smart, educated.
Yes, you should
Men.
listen to it. You should still listen to us. Yes,
But yeah, I think that's our thoughts about it.
yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah.
We've been releasing more episodes recently, anyways. So we're on a better streak this time, guys. But
We're working on it.
I think we'll do our best to consistently finish off She-Hulk. It might be in groups of like
2
this
weeks.
was
Groups of 2.
yeah groups of 2, but we're gonna finish off anyways. We're not just gonna drop it and finish a year from now like we've done with some of the other shows.
That was the good old days.
Yeah. The good old days when we had more time, and somehow with less time now, we are managing to be more.
Sacrifices for the greater good.
Anyways, indeed. So that was our thoughts on She-Hulk. Give us a like and a follow
Like and a subscribe.
and a subscribe.
10,000 subscribers, we will review Miss Marvel.
That sounds a little bit bad. You know what? 10,000 subscribers. No.
100
10,000
subscribers.
10,000
we will review Miss Marvel.
No. 10,000 subscribers, and we will do a full-length commentary on Green Lantern
Green Lantern, yes.
and Howard the Duck.
At the same time.
At the same time, overlapping each other.
Yeah. So we'll have 2 screens up, and we'll just
talk about both of them.
you'll
as
talk
a part.
about Howard the Duck. I'll talk about Green Lantern, and I'll just go over each other.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got that excited.
Give us a like and a follow, subscribe, whatever the words are. Make sure you're keeping up with what we're doing.
We'll be posting.
And we'll see you guys next time.
All right. Peace out.